Why people should come to Portugal? Three answers to that question. The first one is the beauty of simplicity. We are a very simple country, we are a beautiful country. We also a small country that people can travel within our country. It's very easy to travel, and you can know Portugal north to the south in a couple of days, so it's very easy to travel in Portugal. And of course, the third thing that I would like to point out is our people. We are a very, very friendly people.
Portuguese people like to please in general, like to make your day better. They really try to make what you want.
Portugal, it's a great destination for UK travelers. We have nice weather, nice food. It's quite a cozy place to visit in. We have a great coast, Atlantic coast, sandy beaches.
And it's very easy to reach to Lisbon from London, of course, about 2.5 hours by plane, so it's quite easy and not far away.
The main feature is the people feel welcoming here. You feel safe, you feel at home, and you feel relaxed. Our guests always saying that.
Portugal is known for tradition and culture, of course, also.
The climate is great, just great. We have 3,000 hours of sun per year.
And you have some really smooth landscape. It's not really abrupt, so it's kind of smooth. And you have some really nice wine, really nice wine. You could have, this mix of old and new, which is nice also.
There's many things to see here that are unique.
And you can have the countryside look, and you can go, for instance, to Alentejo to explore the vines, and you can go and see, this is how they plant it, this is how they collect the grapes, and this is how they do the wine. It's nice.
It's so quiet and so peaceful, and it offers what people want to experience going out from the stress, from the city, from the daily work. And when they come here, they do relax. They do feel they're part of this nature, of this special nature.
We want the people to come here, and we want them to feel happy, to have no worries, no stress, and just enjoy your time.
My name is Mathilde Robert, and I am the Managing Director of Planet Holidays and Planet Weddings. We're in Portugal because recently, or in the last few years, the rules have been relaxed, and it is now quite easy to get married in Portugal. And provided the paperwork has been done beforehand, you don't have to be here a long time before you get married. In fact, 3 days is just fine. You get married, you can just stay here 1 week, or you can stay on a second week if you wanted to spend your honeymoon here under the sunshine. As Planet Weddings, we're already doing a number of weddings in the Algarve, but we have decided to introduce the Alentejo area of Portugal because it's a magic destination. If you like countryside, castles, convents, it's just magical. Everything is very quiet everywhere, but in some areas you still have lots of activities and lots of things to do. If you ever dreamt of having a princess wedding or having your own castle, or if you like food and countryside, I mean, the Alentejo is the ideal area to come to. The wonderful thing about Portugal, and especially the Alentejo area, is that they have a lot of venues where you can actually privatize the property. They're small properties, sometimes 30 rooms, sometimes a lot less, and you just take over the property completely for 3 days, 4 days, and the place is yours, inside, outside. You can have your party, your wedding, your stag night, whatever, and it's absolutely wonderful because it's your day, your time. To come to Portugal is really easy because you have hundreds of flights. You have Air Portugal coming here. You even have some of the low-cost airline. So it's very easy and fairly cheap to come over. In fact, we have a lot of brides who decide to come here beforehand, and they come and they visit the properties and they decide on the venue, where they're going to get married. So it's really good. And of course, it's very good value for your guest as well, because not everybody can afford to fly a long way away. But Portugal is very accessible with all the various flights and charters as well as scheduled flights. You come here and within 2 hours, 3 hours, you're in the sunshine. If you choose the Alentejo area to get married, you have a choice. You can either have your own castle, your own convent, and you can also choose a beach wedding. In Troia, we have a hotel called the Aqualuz, where we have also self-catering accommodation where your guests can stay. You have a golf course, you have lovely areas. Évora is a really fantastic town. It's got wonderful monuments. You will find these wonderful shops, little street full of little shops selling, of course, what is very famous here is the cork. So you can buy even umbrellas made of cork, dresses, slippers, keyring, anything, and jewelry, anything you can think of, they actually can make, with cork. So fantastic shopping opportunity. Handbags, lovely handbags. In this area, one thing that you will absolutely love is the food. The food is, they keep everything down to earth. Most of the properties will have their own gardens, herb gardens. They even have their own wine, some of them. And you can have wine tasting, for example, in the convent. You can buy wine if you want. It's absolutely, the food is really, really good. It's a real gastronomic experience. Whilst they have relaxed the rules recently to get married in Portugal, they even now do civil partnership, which are fully legal, as you would have in the UK. You still have quite an amount of paperwork to be done. But when you book with Planet Weddings, we actually help you all the way. We tell you exactly when to get the paperwork, because it cannot be done more than 6 months before the wedding. We tell you who will translate it and which papers has to be signed by the British Council, this kind of thing. But when you book with us, at least you're in good hand, because we tell you exactly when and how to do it. And in the package then we will give you for the wedding, we always include interpreters, obviously, not just for the paperwork, but also for the day. On the day of the wedding, as the weddings are actually in Portuguese, the civil wedding are in Portuguese, we always have an interpreter included in the cost, and we give you. You can of course also have a Catholic wedding, in which case you have to see your priest in your own country first, because he's the one who actually decides if you can get married overseas, and he's the one sending the paperwork. You can even bring your own priest. Some church will agree, will allow you to bring your own priest from the UK or Ireland. Portugal is a wonderful country. They are so friendly. Everybody is very friendly, very welcoming. They love children. The weather, of course, is a fantastic bonus, because then you come here and you've got guaranteed sunshine. So whilst you could have your own castle in UK, but at least coming here you could have your own castle, but definitely with the sunshine. When you come to the Alentejo area, the best way to actually travel around is by car. So what we would suggest is you fly to Lisbon and hire a car, and then you can drive all around the area. You can spend one night in one posada, a couple of nights on another, and it gives you the opportunity to go around all the area, which is really wonderful, because all the posadas are different. They all are in fantastic location, amazing views over the hills, really nice, and it's really the best to see the country. The The best months to get married in Portugal, I would say, would be May and June and September. We suggest not to choose July and August, but if you have your heart set on July and August, then it is best to choose a later time in the day, maybe a sunset, for example, where the heat is not as intense and it's cooler for you and all your guests.
Well, my name is Karine Batista and I'm the product manager from the Alentejo region. Well, the Alentejo is located on the south of Portugal between Lisbon and the Algarve, and it is one of the biggest area of Portugal, of course. It's about 1/3 of all the territory of Portugal. This is a region where authenticity still remains, traditions are very strong, the culture and the patrimony are very interesting and very strong, of course. Of course, tourism started more or less 20 years ago in the Alentejo, and in my opinion, of course, you will find everything that you are looking for in the Alentejo. If people want to go to the coastline, they have the beaches and the sun. But if they want to have a good meal with a very good wine, they can have the mixture. And all the traditions remain the same as it was in the past. You can stay on the middle of the countryside, just hear the birds, and you can be in peace. Troia is at the beginning of the region. It is one of the main entrances of the area. It is located in a peninsula. You have here a resort, a 4-star hotel, a 5-star hotel associated to a casino, and villas also. It is a place where people can go with kids and have a week on the beach, a very safe area. I mean, it would be the best place, of course, if you want to get married or on the beach, on the hotel. This is a perfect scenery for that, of course.
Now, Troia is quite a unique place. Troia is a peninsula. It has a unique location because we are so near to Lisbon. We are less than 1 hour from the international airport of Lisbon, and we have these unique surroundings. On my back you can see the Sado estuary, which is one of the most beautiful bays in the world. We also have quite near to us the Arrábida Hills, which is a natural park in Portugal, and of course on the west we have the Atlantic Ocean and with our beautiful golden sand beaches. Besides this nature, we also have a lot of things that people can do here in Troia. We have a marina where we stand now. We have the golf course. It's one of the best golf courses in Portugal. Nature for us, it's very important. In the beginning, we found out that we should build this project holding hands with nature, and that is today our signature. So we have taken a good care of nature, and we are very proud of that. And the best way to see it is to come here and to see that everything here in Troia is what we can say really sustainable. That's why we have these natural conditions that are the ideal for people to come here to Troia and to get married, because everything is perfect here in Troia. Troia is quite a family place, so if you're going to get married, of course it's a perfect place because we are a lot of families. I can give you some figures that in the summer 30% of our clients are children, so you can see that way how Troia is quite a family place. Of course we also have some celebrities, people that have bought here houses in Troia, and it's quite a unique place. Well, I believe that it's the surroundings, it's the quietness of Troia, this beautiful environment, the ability that we have to go on a walk along our beaches, along the Sado estuary, and you can go to the Atlantic Ocean to have quite a sunset. We have one of the best golf courses in Portugal. It was designed by Robert Trenchon Sr., so it's quite a unique course, a course along the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean.
At Troia, we can handle every type of weddings, from religious, where we have some chapels just a few kilometers from here. And at Troia, we can also hold civil weddings, as we can manage everything to be settled in this place. Once you get into Troia, you can find the perfect place to set your ceremony. You can choose from the golf course into the marina or a boat. You can choose the overwhelming view of the penthouse, or you can get your feet into the sand and choose the beach as the perfect landscape for your wedding. Once a bride chooses Troia, we invite her to visit just before the wedding to make sure that everything is as she thought and as she imagined. We offer one-night accommodation to visit the place, to taste the food that she will choose for the menu. And we also have some supplement services, such as a spa service, a VIP treatment in the room with some sweets and treats from the region. And also we usually invite them to take a boat trip to dolphin watching in this area, to take a break at the beach. At Aqualuz Hotel, we have 365 rooms that can accommodate up to 4 people. They are all equipped to make sure you feel comfortable, and they have beautiful balconies over the sea and the river and the hills. Beside that, we have also 100 touristic apartments that are settled at the beach and at the marina, and where you can combine the comfort of your home with the services of an hotel. To make sure that every bride is well received in Troia, we nominate one person to have this personal contact with the bride and to make sure that everything is settled for that marriage. You can choose the most informal to the most sophisticated reception, and it's also a great destination for a holiday or a break that I'm sure all the guests will be very pleased to. It's a really romantic site. Being a peninsula, we have this feeling of getting away from everything. You can be quiet, or you can look for the fun and for all the other people. Every wedding we've done in Troia, we keep in touch with those couples, as after the wedding they come here for wedding anniversary and they show us their children, because this is also the perfect place to breaks, holidays, family holidays, or even birthday parties.
My name is Matilde Burke and I am a wedding photographer. The wedding photography in Portugal actually is now very romantic. People like to be very well portrayed in very nice areas, such as the one we are now. To work with the brides from other countries, I start by setting up a Skype meeting. We meet, we talk about what kind of expectations do they have in terms of wedding photography, so I can later meet those expectations, which is very important. And we start there. We have as many Skype meetings as they find they need it, because it's very important to deal with things such as light, because you know, photography are the memories that will be there afterwards, so it's very important. Fields are full of flowers, wildflowers, so you can, if you don't feel that this is enough for your photography, you can always move with your groom and go to the next field and get photographed in the middle of the wildflowers, which is really nice. So Alentejo is a wonderful, wonderful place to get married. The landscape is gorgeous, is very different from the other parts of the country, so come to Alentejo and get married in Alentejo.
My name is Martha Ivens Frage. I'm a floral designer and I'm from Portugal. I'm Portuguese. The kind of weddings we have here are not very typical, at least my brides, because they want everything tailor-made, and I mostly use imported flowers such as peonies or some nice lilac, something like this. I can find almost anything, almost any time. You really have to know your color palette, you really have to know what look you want to give to the wedding, what kind of flowers we can use, and I think it only makes sense if you think of it as a whole. So you can't really think about, okay, my bouquet is white and I have some blue flowers in the church and then I have some red flowers in the venue, then I have some pink flowers in, and it's kind of messy. So you just have to think of it as a whole. I think that's really important.
We are now in Alcácer do Sal. It's a small town not far away from Troia. It was known for the culture of rice. This is an area very important for rice culture, and on the Roman times for the salt. From there the boats leave to Lisbon with a salt-free reservation here. In Alcácer you can get married in the Posada of Alcácer do Sal, also known as Posada Dom Afonso II. That used to be one of our kings of Portugal, and I think that everybody would like to get married in a castle, so this is the opportunity because the hotel is located in an old castle, and you have also the beautiful view over the river Sado, so it combines many things to become a success.
My name is Margarida and I work for the group Pestana as a sales executive for the Alentejo region. So we're talking about Pousadas de Portugal. We're talking about a network of more than 30 properties from the north to the south of the country, right up in Oporto until the Algarve, way down south. And in the Pousadas, what we're trying to do is give the clients the experience of the Portuguese history. When you are with us, you can stay in the castle, in a monastery, in a convent, to spend the night, to have lunch, and in this case, to do your wedding. All of our pousadas, we have local gastronomy, so the clients also love that, and when having a wedding or receiving a wedding, it's one of the things that's most important, it's the gastronomy. Alcácer do Sal is just 45-50 minutes away from Lisbon, so the guests can arrive at Lisbon airport and then do a short drive to this pousada. Alcácer, it's near the beach, so they can go to the beach here. Pousada de Alcácer do Sal has 35 rooms, outdoor swimming pool, we have a restaurant area, we have the cloister area where we also have some events, and in this case weddings that we are going to see then. The outside, as we can see, it's very welcoming. We can do the cocktail, the welcome drink here to the party, and it's up in the hill, so this fresh that you feel, it's very good in the summer. When it was a fortress, back then the main purpose was to defend the territory. That's why the castle was built. It is way up in the hill. Say they would take a look at the territory and defend themselves from the Romans, from other cultures. Later, with the kings that came up, it began to be their property and to stay here. And then later on again, we had like a convent set up here where we have the nuns. And then even after later, it was abandoned. So we thought, why not take this as a pousada? And we saw an opportunity here, and nowadays it works fantastically with us. In a wedding at the posada, basically you can do everything. We mean it. If you want to, and in this case particularly of Posada del Alcácer, if you want to do your wedding in the cloister, you can do it. If you want to do it in the old church that we have, not religious weddings, but a civil wedding, you can also do it. And here outside, it's where most of the weddings take place, the reception itself, where you can get married, where we have the welcome drink, where we have the cocktail party, and then back in the posada itself, you can do the dinner in the cloister, having all of your guests around, and then do the party in the middle of the cloister itself. So I don't think that many locations or many guests can say that they had a wedding at a castle and that they had a wedding in the cloister of a castle from back in the centuries. If the guests say they want a specific type of food, of course we are going to provide that for him. But our main reason and our main goal is to serve the guests the local products, the local gastronomy, the Alentejo gastronomy itself. We work a lot with pork, for example. We work a lot with bread. Bread is one of our main items in the gastronomy, but one of the things that client can be sure is that all of the things that we serve are from here, are from the Alentejo region, and it is something traditional. One of the main characteristics of this posada is the old church that has inside. Even though we are not authorized to do religious weddings, we can do civil weddings at the old church. It has still the main characteristics as it was built. You feel the atmosphere once you go inside. It is very spacious. You can do either the reception area, you can do the civil wedding there, and the space itself, it's quite magic and sets the mood for a wedding. We always try to give the most original experience to the guests. We don't have standards to apply to all of the weddings. All of our weddings are special. All of our weddings are taken care with each detail, and we always try to give the guests the best experience, always giving them the taste of what it is Portuguese that you wouldn't find in any other country.
The other place where you can get married also will be Évora, one of the most important towns of the area, because it's classified World Heritage Patrimony from 1986. So a very old town with a mixture of different periods from the history. The Romans were there. You have a beautiful Roman temple that is very interesting to visit also. The center of the town is surrounded by the ancient walls. A town also that have several hotels where you can get married also. Some of them located in convents and palaces. So this is a very rich area, rich town for that.
My name is Susana Alvarinho. I am the sales director for the Alentejo area regarding Posadas of Portugal. This posada is named Posada de Arraiolos, and it's located by a small village called Arraiolos. The village of Arraiolos has a huge castle on the top of a valley. We are surrounded by valleys and plains, which is typically Alentejo scenery. And the posada was based on the recovery of a 16th century actually monastery turned into a convent. So it's the perfect combination of modern with the austerity of a convent. The facilities of Posada de Arraiolos are many. So we have swimming pool, we have tennis court, we have a church right in the entrance of the posada where people can actually marry nowadays, and we have all the facilities that a client requires as well. We have 32 rooms, so 30 rooms along with 2 suites. And among these 30 rooms, we have 18 standard rooms and we have 12 superior rooms. The 12 superior rooms are differentiated from the standard rooms because they have balconies and with a swimming pool view. The church of the Posada is in Renaissance style. It's dated from 1585, so the 16th century. It's all covered in tiles, in Portuguese tiles that tells stories of the Bible and of the saints themselves. It's the perfect place for people to get married here, because you have a special light entering inside the church. You have a whole decoration which can be personalized according to our clients, what they need and what they expect. This area is a special area for civil ceremonies because it's surrounded by beautiful gardens, beautiful flowers, and actually some horses as well, because we do have an equestrian center. Clients can have horse riding lessons either in the ring or they can watch a dressage as well. So everything that the client wants to do, either if he's here at the Posada, accommodated, or outside, they can go to the equestrian and they can book a lesson for that specific day, either for children or for adults. Regarding receptions here at the Posada, they can privatize the whole Posada, exterior and interior, and they can do whatever their imagination wants. We have several places for receptions, different places for eating and cocktail venues, so whatever the client wants, we provide him. Regarding gastronomy, we are 100% regional. When clients see their food in the table being served, they can realize the time and effort that our chef, exclusive chef, took to prepare. Alentejo is the most romantic place in Portugal. We can guarantee a unique experience from the north to the south.
My name is Dinis Pires and I am the General Manager at Hotel Convento do Espinheiro, Luxury Collection Hotel and Spa in Évora, Portugal. This place has a fantastic history. It's a national monument and it was built in the 15th century and it was paid by the King of Portugal. It was quite an interesting point because it's a convent, because there was a miracle here, and the bishop of the town asked the king to help in the construction finances, and the king immediately said, I will help you, but you must build for my family residence here, because we come to Évora frequently and we would love to do religious retreats in this place. The King of Portugal would stay here quite frequently. All our kings on the 15th and 16th century. So the type of people that were here was quite interesting. And actually we have a pantheon in our church where the best families of the 16th century of Portugal are buried. So this place was becoming a ruin. National monument, but we were going to lose this fantastic patrimony. However, in 1999 there was a young man, an entrepreneur, Mr. Nuno Camacho, who's from the island of Madeira, and he visited this place, who was for sale. And he thought that this could become the first five-star resort of this entire region. We have a brand, Luxury Collection. This brand has core values. And the core values of Luxury Collection are exceptional, indigenous experiences. And that's our guidelines. We try to find all the traditions of the region and we try to incorporate it in our operation. Our guests can cook bread with our chef. And many of them, they come from capitals, from very urban cities, and they've never seen it. So for them it's an experience. They take pictures, they take a souvenir home. Speaking about wines, for instance, this is one of the best Portuguese regions for wines. 4,000 years ago, there was already vineyards in this region, improved by the Romans 2,000 years ago. So nowadays, guests are very interested in the Portuguese wines. Our wines are very interesting because they use local grapes. It's a very romantic place. You have all this nature here. People arrive here, they enter into this fantastic monument, they have a nice welcome drink. It's all very relaxed. Actually, we don't have a real reception desk. We have some chairs, people sit together, there's a chat between the front office agents and the clients. They taste our own liquor. We also make our own liquor, like the monks did in the past. And then we try to understand what would they like to do, and then they are room to their suite or to their room. We explain them what we do here, and we try to assist them to make an easy vacation, uncomplicated stays. I heard this somewhere, and I think it's quite appropriate here. Couples are amongst the most typical guests here. People that want to go away for 4 nights, for 1 week, just to relax, to be together, to have a quality time. Our hotel has an interesting range of facilities. We have a gourmet restaurant that, by the way, is installed into such an interesting building. It was the old wine cellar from the 15th century, where the monks kept all their wines. We have now adapted the various niches. It's full of arcades. Our chef gets his inspiration from the old cookbooks, from the families, from local families. We try to incorporate the local traditions, the local foods, in a modern way that people like, because the presentation should also be wow. Then we have our spa with a fantastic indoor pool. This spa has been elected 3 years in a row as the best Portuguese spa resort by World Travel Awards. So we were quite proud of these awards, because it shows that it's a quality spa. There is a quality brand as well, ESPA, that is a top brand from the UK, who come every year. They send some trainers to retrain our staff and to incorporate massages and treatments that we have. We have these beautiful pools, these 8 hectares of gardens. You can do jogging here. We have a small jogging track. If you are really fit, you can do 20 kilometers to the other side, because we have outside roads very good for jogging or for biking. I love biking, I do mountain bike, and we have a place called Ecopista, which is the transformation of the old railway. They build like 60 kilometers of track just for gymnastics, for biking and jogging as well. We have a place for horse riding just near us here. Then we have the bar. The bar was installed in an old kitchen. The kitchen of the monastery was recuperated. We installed there a bar, and then in the summer we moved it to the cloister area. It's a cloister from the 16th century, so it's al fresco. In the summer we have live music. People can just have beautiful cocktail or all the kind of drinks in a very relaxed atmosphere. We have our lounge is where they had the refectory of the monastery, so where the monks used to have their meals. People now have a very relaxed lounge area where they have Wi-Fi. Everybody goes with technology with them. We offer Wi-Fi since various years free of charge. Our hotel, you can have both religious weddings, because we have the church. It's a beautiful church. Always the young ladies are very impressed with the beauty of this church. And then you can also have civil weddings. You can use the cloister to make the civil ceremony. You can do it near the wine cellar, in the orange garden, in any spots, basically, that the bride and the groom likes. So we are quite flexible with that. And we've been quite successful so far. I mean, there's a lot of people, both national and from other countries, that they come here sometimes in vacation. They see the hotel, and then they realize this is the place where they can do their wedding. So independently if it is religious or civil, it can be done here. Then we have a ballroom adjacent to the hotel, but 100 meters away from the nearest room, which means that people can party all night long with noisy music, with their friends. They don't have to be concerned that there are guests in the hotel, because they will not hear anything. Some people, they even rent the whole hotel for their families and friends, like if it was a big house. It's 92 rooms. Some people say, okay, I have 60 or 70 rooms, but I want to close this beautiful place for me. We have various types of rooms. In the old building of the convent, we have what we call heritage rooms, rooms that were built 550 years ago and renovated now, obviously. But those were, most of them, the former cells from the monks. Then we have the classical rooms facing this pool and gardens. We have 36 classic rooms, deluxe rooms, very nice with all the modern facilities. And then in 2008 we added a new wing with design rooms, which is very good because now we have two options. There are not two persons that are alike. Some people, they say, oh, I like design, it's more with me, it's more contemporary, that's me. Others say, no, I'm more, I feel more at home in a classical room because it's a convent and so on. So we ask the questions to the people and then they can choose. Our tree is 1099 years old. It's one of the oldest olive trees of this region and it is still producing. I mean, last year we harvested like 20 kilos of olives from that olive tree, which is used for our olive oil. And it's a very nice spot. Clients go there, they sit, they read the book. Everybody seems they want to take also a picture near that olive tree. One of the best sentences that we use here to define this place is that Alentejo is time to be happy. We want the people to come here and we want them to feel happy, to have no worries, no stress, and just enjoy your time. I'm still a believer. I married 20 years ago and I'm still a believer that your wedding day should be, to remember for all your life. And you should select a place that is really unique. I believe your marriage should be your marriage, the only one. And so I hate the idea of having repetition and monotony. I like every wedding to be different, and so we leave it a lot for the couple to choose the way they want to do it. We don't want to be a wedding factory, no. We want to assist people doing their wedding as special as they want to.